Okay, that is real. Right, we are live, but not audibly live yet. 3 minutes, then a 30-second video, then we're here. All right. You've got to do that thing where you stare at the camera. Rocket.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for the grand finals of the spring split for NSE Rocket League for 2019. My name is RW Drain, I'm from Coventry University, and I'm joined by Ekane from Bath. And I actually said it right that time in comparison to the championship bracket finals that we had previously.
I couldn't be more proud. You nailed it. And speaking of things to be proud of, Loughborough, Newcastle, done a pretty good job getting here, would you say?
Two grand finalists that we have here, and Newcastle ending up top of league play during the season, and we had Loughborough just scraping into the 6th place spot. But not only did they get into that 6th place spot by managing to get past Swansea in the championship bracket, they broke the curse against Lancaster. That's why they're here. They beat Lancaster 4-1 in that all-important semi-finals a few weeks ago. There they are on screen. Lou MVP up at the front, and they are ready to face off against Newcastle, their newest rivals in a grand finals. There they are, and Jeff looking longingly into the camera. He's loving it being here.
I mean, you can see the amount of effort that these teams have put in over the last few weeks, all the way through league play. Newcastle, as you mentioned, doing a phenomenal job, topping the championship in terms of points, making it to that #1 seed, securing themselves a spot in the top 4. And Loughborough, with a little bit of a rough season in comparison, as you said, they managed to scrape into 6th place. But as soon as it was on the line, as soon as they made it to that top 6 bracket, they took down their long-term rivals Lancaster.
In impressive fashion.
Very, very. It was a 4-1.
When you look at a 4-1, you think it was a huge sort of sweep, but actually the 4-1, it was extremely close. It was Loughborough stepping up to one of their biggest rivals in a really, really big way. Yeah, one of the Newcastle players just give us a thumbs up. But it's more. We're talking more about Loughborough at the moment. They've started to step up in some of the biggest occasions. EURC, they took down Lancaster again. There, I'm going to put it aside. The Lancaster curse, that's gone. What's more important is the grand final curse that they have. Currently 1-6 in grand finals, and that one was in November 2017 during the Manchester University Open. That is a long time since you've tasted victory in one of these major competitions. So, quickly going into game. So, quickly, let's talk about Newcastle. Rathro, Gfinity Elite Series, Arrow League 1.5 champions. So they have a major under their belt, which was pretty recent. That was about April, June last year.
Yeah.
So they know how to win. And not only that, the series against Loughborough, they're currently leading 2-1. Won a 3-1 win in about in week 5. That's the most recent meeting. And their second victory was in week 3 in a 3-0 sweep. We are joining game. Here we go. Let's get started.
Okay, so we have in the blue here Newcastle, if you're not familiar, and in the orange we have Loughborough. Just getting started in game 1 of this best of 7 series.
Instantly starting here with pressure within the Loughborough half, but still finding their way out. This is the Loughborough that we kind of want to see, getting on the front foot early and trying to put some goals in early. If I remember correctly, Loughborough is a team that comes out of the stocks just completely running. They'll blast past any competition in the early goings, but that second half of the game, that's when they get a little bit shaky.
Yeah, no, I think that Loughborough's strongest time is in the start of the game. Matt M showing us that he's capable of saving things when it's in the first minute like that. No issues, no problems. Jeff taking it off of the crossbar. Newcastle looking to extend a little bit on offense here. Matt M is going to be there to carry it out of the Loughborough half, though. Beating out Jed, and now also Rathro pinching favourably, but a win in midfield for Newcastle leaves Loughborough still on defence. They're looking for this chance to break out. They're looking for this chance to get onto offense. Maybe this is it. Rathro forced to clear off of the crossbar. A follow-up there, pass out to centre, but Loughborough, no teammates anywhere to be seen.
Newcastle sitting extremely deep, and that is probably going to be what cost them as Loughborough start to aggress onto the net. One thing you don't want to do against this Loughborough side is start sitting back and waiting for them to come at you. That is going to be the way they catch you out, especially with Lou sitting back deep on their team now.
Yeah, definitely Lou known for going extremely far up on offense, able to find things that, I mean, frankly, we don't even notice until he already scores them. It's absurd, and Matt M being the cornerstone of this team's offense, able to find his teammates as if he has an inbuilt GPS recognition system. He instantly knows where they are, and he passes to them with pinpoint accuracy. Now moving downfield. It's worth noting that the Loughborough Lions are not at their strongest this LAN. One of their players, Mish, was unable to make it, so Gorgeous, who I believe played for them in the winter instead of Lou, is back in Mish's place. So we're in not Loughborough's 100% roster, but they are still playing to win, and they are still capable of doing it. Gorgeous is by no means a bad player. Now showing us that he's got what it takes, able to beat out one on offense there. Matt M's going to be there to carry things on for Loughborough. So far, nothing really sticking on offense for either team, though.
Definitely a few opportunities coming through as Newcastle trying to get one here. Has one backflip, saved on the line. Oh, nothing sticking still, but that is probably the first clear opportunity developed by one of these teams.
These continual clutch save attempts coming in from Loughborough Lions, paying off there. The ball stuck itself to the goal line for the last 20 seconds, and it was just, I mean, frankly, it must have been terrifying for Loughborough.
One thing to note about the Loughborough side is the way they practice is a little bit like Sticksmans. They will play together despite having a lower team, so the C team does get a chance to play with the A team. And so that's why I think that having Egregious in the team is not an amazing disadvantage. That they still play a lot with Egregious in practice, so even though Egregious is here, although he hasn't played with the team this entire season, Egregious is definitely not a bad pick out of the bunch.
For sure.
To play on the team's side with that LAN experience in winter, experience with Matt M previously, and Lou stepping up during EURC. Definitely a team that can cause a lot of others trouble.
For sure.
Despite not being the one they used the entire season.
Having a little bit of, both teams really just having a little bit of trouble now, getting the ball for the middle line. Rafro is the one to break the tie here, getting the first goal of this series. Egregious, an unfortunate touch there, and there's no teammate to find it. Matt is not able to make the save that he needs to. Newcastle Octanes take the lead in the series.
Simple stuff from Rafro, getting a little bit lucky that Matt had the whiff on the wall to prevent the backboard pass. But well cleaned up by Rafro, straight into the top shelf. Didn't drop it down, but Jeff will drop that one down, straight into the top shelf. 2-0 Newcastle, and Loughborough, they start the series behind.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jed does a textbook job of baiting out the defenders on the side there. 1, 2, 3 touches out of the corner, and his teammate Jeff knows exactly what to do with it. Top shelf goal, extending their lead with only 45 seconds left in the series. Loughborough need to get their running shoes on at this point. They don't have much time left to claw this game back, and if they don't want to be starting down in the series, they need to do something.
Biggest point is their chances that have been created. It hasn't been some mistake from Loughborough coming in. It's been a forced error coming through from Newcastle, and that's a vital difference. There's a difference between a mistake by defense that they can easily patch up and one that you start forcing and start trying to get through consistently. But with the last 10 seconds, I reckon this game 1 is over. Loughborough going down 1-0 in the series.
Yeah, they will be potentially looking for this 0-second goal here to end it up and make the scoreline a little more even, but it doesn't look like they're going to get it. And the ball drops. That is game 1 to Newcastle in this best of 7. Very, very nicely done from the boys. Just a continued amount of pressure. When they did manage to get onto offense, they made it count. They applied the pressure, and they managed to convert 2 times. One with an absolutely gorgeous job of a center from Jed. Definitely, I would say Jed MVP that game.
Currently, but Loughborough, not an incredible start to the series. That defense is suffering a little bit. Where it comes for Loughborough to shine is really a game where they start outscoring as opposed to having to be on the defense.
Yeah, for sure. We just saw so much trouble from Loughborough. They were not able to get the ball past the centre line. Like, they were finding the passes, they were making the connections, but the last hit was just never there. They were always falling one short, and Newcastle were capitalising. They were sending it right back to the Loughborough half. Whenever it looked like they had the chance to go onto offense, it was immediately shut down. And once they need to break that. They need to get into a situation where they can push on offense, because as soon as they are the ones that are battering on the Newcastle net, I think that they have what it takes. They have what it takes to convert consistently, to extend a lead, and to get into a point where they're very, very comfortable in the game.
I think the big point for Loughborough now is just recognizing what sort of position Newcastle were in. A lot of the time, when it switched to a Newcastle camera, we're seeing all 3 sitting on the back line, just waiting for Loughborough to smash it back at them. What Loughborough do in sort of 4 long clears is just having Lou back, having Lou in defense. He's the guy who will just pick it up. But Newcastle, they have everyone back, so suddenly they have the time, they have the space to start transferring back up the field, and that is much harder to stop. They just have space when they're on defense, which Loughborough, they're not giving themselves. But we'll start off the second game with Egregious on the front foot for Loughborough.
Beautiful pass out there, but Lou's not able to capitalise on it as Newcastle has the man marked. Nothing from Loughborough yet, but that could have been a very quick start to game 2 in the series. If I know Loughborough, they are not looking to go down quietly in this one. They are going to be coming out guns blazing and looking to show us that they do have what it takes to run an offense, unlike what they showed us last game. Now moving on to the Newcastle half, the follow-up's not there, and a little bit of a commit that's read by Newcastle is going to leave Loughborough now onto defense. Not able to get this early conversion that they were looking for, but now they have to be worried about the opposite. Egregious going to be clearing it out of the corner, but Jed's marked him, and he's there to put it back on. Lou, MVP, as the chat believe right off of the side there with a really, really close shot, but the pressure is in Loughborough's favour now. Can they make anything of it? A double whiff in midfield leaves the ball very loose, but Lou's the one to pick it up, and now Garija staring down one man. Jed cuts in and is able to defuse it for Newcastle, but scary stuff.
Great shadowing there from the Newcastle defense. Jeff trying to sort of hold everything off, give it themselves time, and Jed seeing the opportunity to come in and take it off the nose of Garijas. Doing just that, Matt Demo's in the centre, but Garijas, the shot far too high to make anything of that, and Newcastle can come forward off that chance.
Yeah, Lou attempts it, but not able to make ends meet. But it doesn't look like Newcastle's offense is much to write home about right now either. Raffro here with a centre, but it's going to be marked, and it's not going to be anything. And Garija sends it past an open Newcastle, taking the lead for Loughborough in game 2.
A little bit off from the rotations of Newcastle, and neither anyone in there to make the challenge for the net, leaving their own net completely open. Still the first half of the game, though, if we know Loughborough at all, the second half is going to be a bit of a marathon. But at the moment, they have put themselves up early, which is very good for them.
Nice read there by Matt M. Diffuses what could have been a terrifying situation for Loughborough on defence, but Raffro says that they haven't had enough of the pie yet. Loughborough looking to take things outside of their own half. A nice centre there from Raffro is not going to be met by anyone from Newcastle. Lou now taking it downfield for the boys in orange. But again, nothing. It's like the problems that they were having in the last game. It's like the problems that they were having at the midfield line. Just not quite able to make that last pass, that last connection that they need to break through. Jed, centre there. No one from Newcastle there to capitalise. Still not that committed into offence. But Lou sending it downfield. A demo from Matt M does open things up. But no pressure on the net for Loughborough.
Newcastle just waiting patiently for a Loughborough mistake. But defense is staying strong on the other side. Waiting for a mistake is sometimes not a viable tactic against a really consistent team, but at the moment, as Newcastle are getting themselves into formation, very organised defense coming in from them.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous read there on the backboard by a member of Newcastle, stopping that ball from dropping dead in front of their net. Not a situation anyone wants to be in, but Jed's clear there. Is going to be marked by Matt M. How good is his touch? Can Lou beat Jeff to the ball? In fact, none of them end up touching it.
That's classic Rocket League right there.
I feel like whenever one person misses, the other person tends to miss a lot more often. It's like contagious.
It's a game about prediction, especially at the pro level where you think everyone's consistent and they'll hit the ball instantly. As soon as one person misses, you think, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I was trying to read the touch instead. That's sort of what happens there.
This ball lying centre here for Loughborough, looking for a piece of it. Garijas doesn't make a great touch, but Matt M's demolition is going to defuse Newcastle's offence. They're not going to be able to capitalise on the opportunity they might have had. So quick thinking by Matt, and a demo here onto Lou as a form of revenge for the Newcastle roster. Now Matt M looking to drag it past everyone!
Second goal for Loughborough. They're kicking it up into high gear, amping up the offence. As Matt M, that is a clever little touch to take it past Jed. Notice the opportunity. The challenge was very early from Jed. In fact, very late. Matt M was pretty far away from the ball before he got control. Jed needed to get there a little bit early. That was one of the worries that we actually talked about before the game, just when we were staying at the hotel. Jed is a Champ 2 player, despite him having the opportunity to scrim against some very, very good Grand Champs. Chef scoring, 1 goal deficit now. As Jed, just as we were talking about him, he offers up a great opportunity for Newcastle to get back 1 goal.
Yeah, an unfortunate bit of a scramble on defence there for Loughborough, but they do still have a goal. They had that cushion, their safety net, that 1 extra goal lead. They're still ahead right now, and there's only 50 seconds left for Newcastle to turn things around. Loughborough do tend to be shaky in the last bits of the match. They tend to suffer from those, like, getting near the end of the game nerves. They tend to be at their weakest towards the end. So this is, if anything, the chance that Raffro was looking for. A miss on defence on the backboard for Loughborough is going to open things up for Newcastle, and the game is equalised.
It's almost as if we analyse games. It's almost as if we remember what happened in past occasions. And Loughborough here, they are doing exactly what we thought they would do. Still time to score a winner. This is silver goal territory now, with the last 30 seconds ticking down. 2 apiece. Loughborough. Looks like they've reset a little bit.
Yeah, now Newcastle looking on to move onto offense. It has been all Loughborough this game, but Jed blocked away. A follow-up from Rathro is going to make it through. Loughborough's defense all drawn out, and Newcastle turned this game around with only 50 seconds to go.
2 big misses coming in there from Matt M. Courageous managing to somehow read the first shot, but not in the right position to stop the second. 19 seconds to go. It's plenty of time for Loughborough to take back a tied game and bring on overtime. But can they do it?
Loose shot from midfield. Is that going to be enough? It is! Getting past Newcastle. They left themselves not solid on defense here, as Courageous' cut is enough to set up Lou, beating out
Jed.
2.
Jed moving in. He does not need to challenge that ball. At first I thought it was rotating to back post, but the mistake came in, thinking that he could reach the ball in time to make the stop. And that's the problem for Newcastle. That's the problem with Jed. His positioning sometimes can make up for his lack of speed and mechanics. Loughborough, they have an opportunity in 0 seconds!
What just happened?
Loughborough go down, they notch it back! And Courageous is the hero of the hour to tie up the series!
We've gone, in the last 50 seconds, both teams have scored twice. We've gone from Loughborough, 1-goal leads, Newcastle 1-goal lead, right back to Loughborough with a 1-goal lead as a 0-second boomer from Courageous. I mean, that's got to shake Newcastle a little bit.
I sort of feel like in that situation I was Shogun after This Is Rocket League. That 0-second goal, those last few seconds, it's not even Game 7 and they're delivering. This is fantastic from both teams. So many mistakes coming through, but it's great to see that both teams can identify those mistakes and be so clinical when they're finishing. We are in for one heck of a series. I'm not sure if I can do the 2 L's on stream.
Yeah, I think both Loughborough and Newcastle looking to give us 7 games of Rocket League tonight. Now moving into Game 3 very shortly.
Smiles coming in from Jeff. Knows that was a little bit of a rough game.
I don't think they're taking it too badly.
They showed themselves up. They showed that they can notch back any score, any game. They were 2 goals down. They brought it back. I think the game has started a little bit, but
there we go. We're back into it. A save.
Drops it down.
Wow, we missed the setup for that, unfortunately, but the goal replay is going to tell us everything we need to know as Matt M's beautiful touch dropping down off of the corner and a follow-up to beat out Rathro. That's amazing from Matt.
That drop back down was fantastic from Matt. That waterfall touch is extremely hard to read, but Matt M got that perfectly, and Lou notices the defender going high, he sends it low. Loughborough after one
Matt flip reset.
And drops it back! It's there again for Loughborough! What? I'm not sure what happened. They must have eaten their Weetabix this morning. It's Matt M with the flip reset, and the touch of the wall was perfection! Matt M! We talked about it before. He's been in so many finals. He's had so many nerves to overcome. And Matt M, he's finally discovered a final where he can pop off as he brings back not only the comeback goal and the winning goal in the last game, but the 2 opening goals were absolutely gorgeous from him.
Yeah, that's amazing stuff from Matt. 2 9-second goals coming in from the Loughborough Lions. A shot here, just squeezing in from Rathro, is going to lower that lead back to 1 goal. So in the first 30 seconds of this game, we are still up on the side of Loughborough, but they can't rest easy. Rathro's still out for blood, and that demolition to open things up is all Newcastle needed.
Out of position. Big thing from there was Courageous was coming onto the front post rather than waiting on the back post to make that stop, but still, Rathro, perfect shooting, looking straight for the back post to shoot for. That really left Loughborough open as Lou looking for the bump and gets it. Matt M hits the post!
Would have been enough if not for the save away. He would have been able to control it, but Matt M not quite with the ball control necessary for that one. It was a difficult ball to turn, but it's still going to feel good in the side of Loughborough. Getting that close to scoring again, and now the pressure once more looks to be going over to their side. Lou with only 1 defender to beat, can't quite do it, but the follow-up from Matt is going to be enough for Loughborough to move down. Is there someone in centre? But Matt's touch is just not there, and for now the ball's still lying in Newcastle's half.
They're getting a little bit desperate for goals. They're just trying to get the shot away too early. He needs to just have a little bit more patience, wait a moment, bring it forward in a dribble. That's the biggest thing that they can do. Get a little bit closer to the net before you get a shot on target as Rafro gets as close as he likes to touch it down for the tying goal.
Beautiful stuff from Rafro here, runs it up the corner and finds an angle that I don't think legally existed until just now. That is clinical precision. That's the skill that we're looking at from Gfinity Elite Rafro, the star of the Newcastle Octanes.
Former Nordavind, current hashtag, I think. But we're sort of in between seasons, so I'm not sure what's happening with Gfin, but
we have seen now, this is a tying up the game for Newcastle. 1-1 in the series, and this game is even in scoreline. Gorgeous looking to extend it for Loughborough maybe, but going to be beaten away.
Good patience from Gorgeous, faked out one, kept hold of the ball, but just a little bit too late finding the final touch pass. I would have tried to flick it in at the, maybe hit it off the near post, pop it out into the centre.
Nice cut in there by Lou, going to be setting it off the backboard. He gets another touch to delay out, but the follow-up can't be beaten. Jed is the one to take it, and as much as we have said, Jed's mechanical skill may not hold up to the other players in this match being the lowest ranked, he's showing us that he does have what it takes. Reading that one perfectly for Newcastle, stopping this game from extending back into Loughborough's favour. And now Matt forced to make defence on the backboard, very nicely handled, looking to carry things out of the corner. Beating out one man of Newcastle, but the next one is enough. Rafro cutting in there. Still in Loughborough's half. Breakout here from Gorgeous. Is it going to go all the way?
Newcastle just being a little bit too aggressive at this point. Too committed into that corner. If you want to know basic 2's offense, you don't want to be in the same section, and it carries over into 3's very nicely. That commit into the same sort of corner of the pitch, that really killed Newcastle's momentum there. With 2:13 to go, 1 goal to make up. It's plenty of time for Newcastle to notch back this lead.
Dangerous situation, but Jed is clearing it away for Newcastle. Ideally, you want to touch that one before it comes off the backboard. Jeff here looking to capitalise on a weak touch from Gorgeous, but nothing's going to happen now. Everyone and their grandmother getting in on that ball, but Lou is the one who ends up taking it out. Downfield into Newcastle half, not able to drop it as Jed is there on the backboard, but the follow-up Gorgeous just over the crossbar. Still on offensive for Loughborough. Matt M makes one touch over the backboard. The follow-up from Jeff on defense is enough, it seems, for now. Newcastle are alive, but a demolition onto Jed's is not going to allow them to make much capitalization on this chance on offense they've been given. Still healthy here. Lou looking to centre this one out for a teammate to clear. Matt is the one to receive it. Coming downfield, Loughborough Lions looking to extend this 1-goal lead. Lou's follow-up boomer from midfield, not enough, but still pressure here as Matt M sends it up for Gorgeous. Jed has it marked off of the backboard. Newcastle staying alive and well, but
pass.
Oh no, Jeff. Not a great touch. His teammates a lot further up for it. Jed coming off of there, and Rafro beaten out by it, unfortunately. Matt M is capitalising on the mistake.
Just the wrong part of this car. Great thinking on the pass. That was the right pass in the situation. Sort of try and drop it down to Rafro or Jeff. Or Jed, I think.
Yeah, certainly.
It's confusing. They both have the first 2 same letters of name, both very short. Jeff making up for the mistake. Slamming that one home. Rafro faking out the double touch. Everyone completely grounded. Rafro just dodging out of the way in time. I thought it was may have saved that. In the end, smashing into the top shelf.
Very nicely done. For sure. Newcastle's offense holding up when they have the opportunities. Lou clearing off of the backboard is going to be enough to defuse this one for now. But Rafro looking for a piece, moves downfield. Another cut in. Playing a bit of ping pong right now. These teams sending it back and forth. Centre from Matt M. Only 1 man back on defense. Loughborough are starting to get the best of the defense here of Newcastle. They only have a 1-goal cushion right now, so if they could look to extend it, they would absolutely love to. Rafro coming downfield now, but Lou is able to send it away. No real pressure for Newcastle here, but perhaps Jeff has what it takes. Lou marks it again. Lou MVP, the chant of the Loughborough fans, showing us that the newcomer to the team, Lou, this spring is absolutely pulling his weight and then some. Centre here from Gorgeous looking for a teammate. Lou not quite in a great position to receive it, but it looks like with the pressure entirely in Loughborough's half here, Newcastle have one last chance, but the cut-in from Matem is going to drop it. Loughborough take the series lead 2-1.
Fantastic work from Loughborough. Clinical finishing once again. And Matt M, those opening 2 goals were glorious. But Newcastle showing their spirit, showing their fight, getting straight back into the match. Finish up 4-3 once again. Newcastle, they're here to play. They just need to fix up some of their rotational errors, and then this series could be going a completely different direction.
Yeah, definitely a very volatile situation right now. Loughborough and Newcastle, each game being decided by 2 goals or less. Those last 2 being decided by a single goal in a 7-goal game, which is showing us that both teams are capitalizing on offense when they have the opportunity. But maybe the defense is lacking a little bit. Maybe that last man rotation. We know that Lou has a tendency to go very deep, and Loughborough have this a little bit of a tendency right now to slightly overcommit on offense, and it does cost them at times. And Newcastle having some issues with players rotating a little far back or a little far forward that is costing them. Getting into game 4 now. Newcastle need to find a foothold. If this game goes to Loughborough, it will be 3-1. That will be match point for Loughborough. And you don't want to be playing down at match point. It sounds obvious, but the pressure on is so much to handle when you're at match point and you know you need to win the next 3 games in a row.
Great save from Courageous. Incredible read of the game. We said at the start of the stream, no major wins for Loughborough since November 2017, and currently the dream is alive with the series leads 2-1. Newcastle trying to bring it forward, but no one really committing. Newcastle, they seem to be in one of 2 states. Being too defensive, a little bit too passive, or being over-aggressive, too many half rotations, leaving their net open. There doesn't seem to be an in-between, and they are struggling a little bit to find the balance that they need. But Loughborough, they are playing off those mistakes perfectly. But they have overcommitted themselves. It's an open net, miss from Raffro. Jed is there, looking for the triple touch, doesn't find it. Jeff misses on the crossbar. Newcastle, they've lost their clinical touch, as it's still a tied game.
Looked like that ball should have gone in for sure, maybe 2-3 times over, but Newcastle just could not find that last centimetre. They were so close so many times. Matt M with a pass out to centre. Raffro is marking the offense, is keeping it there, cutting in. Jed not able to make a touch though. Lou is once more beaten out by Jed though. So Newcastle are holding on defense, but right now it looks like they're playing nervous. That offense should have been something for them. So close. Jed off the crossbar. Jeff's follow-up. So close. Loughborough now back in their own half, a little bit caught up. Matt M going to be clearing this one off of the backboard, looking to move on to offense again. The cut in there is beaten out. Raffro not able to capitalize. Jed and Jeff very, very close to each other, both in name and position right now.
That's one of the mistakes that Newcastle is making. That's another little one from Loughborough coming through, as 2 of them looking to go up, but neither of them in the end going for it. But Newcastle, they're starting to play a little bit faster, a little bit more aggressive, but still nothing clear-cut to get them the 1-goal advantage. Good stop from Jeff on the backboards to make sure it remains a tied game. But both teams, they seem to have reverted back to what would be a classic first game situation where you're testing out each other. So we have a 0-0 tie to sort out with 1:40 to go.
Yeah, this game 4 definitely a lot more reminiscent of our game 1 with only 2 goals scored compared to the last 2 with 7 goals each. So both teams a little bit quiet, testing the waters, figuring each other out again. It seems like a little bit of a mental reset going on. Matt M coming out of the corner now. A lot of the speed on this one, has his flip reset active. Not able to make anything of it as Jeff's cut-in is perfect, but Lou following up, putting it onto the crossbar. Loughborough on a solid offense here. Matt is found by Egregious, but can't get past the marked defense of Newcastle. And now off of the crossbar for Newcastle. No capitalization though, as Raffro's a little far out. Knows he can't commit too deep for this. It's still enough.
I think the past 2 games, having conceded so many goals on both sides, they just want to find out how they can get through without committing a little bit too high.
Raffro there with a defense on the goal line, stopping that from turning into a Loughborough game with only 45 seconds left to go. Both teams getting considerably more nervous for every second the clock ticks down. We might see the first overtime of the series. Gary just took it away from us at the end of the last game with that 0-second goal for Loughborough. We might see here the first overtime if none of these teams can put it in the next 25 seconds. Moving downfield now, Loughborough, Garijas sending it downfield. Jed is the one that he finds, however, not a Loughborough Lion. And now Newcastle perhaps going to be one of their last chances on offense. Another block away, little bit of ping pong. Jed links an open situation on defense, but Raffro's touch is going to deny Jed the ability to capitalize on it. It looks like Newcastle couldn't quite do it in time, and it's going to go to overtime. Right.
Loughborough looking at either match point or a tied series. Win or lose. It's going to be exciting. Matt M dropping that down into the Newcastle half. Nobody really going all the way to really follow that up from Matt M. A little bit of a loose ball coming through.
Matt M receiving this touch from Jed, booming it out, but Raffro's the one to receive it. Nobody from Loughborough there. Both teams going to be playing a little bit nervous. Maybe you can see it. This is an overtime. One goal means everything. The difference between, like you said, a tied series or a match point for Loughborough is enormous here. This one goal is a massive, massive change for whichever team that ends up securing it. Matt M in midfield here, going to be the one to catch this. Jed back in net, but Raffro also end up clearing that one away. Newcastle playing very safe on defense here. Two of them being available for that ball, not committing out too far. Lou forced to jump, going to put him out of position. Raffro's demo, but he accidentally saves it on his way out. Nothing could have been done to prevent that. It was just the place of the moment, and Raffro's got to be feeling terrible about that one. Newcastle could have tied up the series right there. Jeff's looking to centre it and turn that one back into Newcastle's favour, but they can't quite do it. Still a 0-0 game. Lou in midfield.
Somehow
everyone goes in.
I
don't know what happened.
Yeah, I think it was like quick demo, ping pong in between two players, and Raffro Lou somehow came out surviving the demo.
Moving downfield, Loughborough needing to make a defensive touch here. Jeff is back in net for Newcastle, playing this solid, safe defence that they need, and Raffro sneaks it past two from Loughborough. The overtime goes to Newcastle, and it's 2-2 in the series.
Seems like Loughborough just at that point ran out of boost. No one challenging on the backboard to make sure that ball doesn't drop down. See there, Matt M selling, it's alright. We're going to be okay.
Yeah, Matt M, the sticky glue that holds Loughborough together. He is the cornerstone of their offense. A absolutely fantastic player, and while he is not all about the solo pop-off plays, sometimes he just does them anyway, doesn't he?
Yeah, you saw that in the second
Indeed.
third game.
I mean, he just kickoff goals have a bit of a bad rep in Rocket League, but I mean, that was fantastic stuff from Matt regardless. And it's going to be Newcastle, though, that take that fourth game, equalising the series once again. And getting into Game 5. These teams are showing us that they want to go all the way.
If this was the best of 5, we'd already be there. But no, this is the best of 7. We have so much more to decide between these two teams. Both of them have 2 games to win. Matt M there with the backboard defense to prevent Raffro's double touch.
Oh, Jeff taking it out to centre here. Can he find someone? The mark is not going to be enough for Loughborough to completely stop it. But looks like they're going to get a chance now to break out of their own half. Going to be cut away immediately. Newcastle showing that they are now this time coming out of the gates running. They don't want to let Loughborough get into the comfort zone that they can when they're a little bit into the game, when they've scored an early goal, like they did in Game 3. Matt M with those early kickoff goals, coming out fast and getting into a comfortable position where they can take control of the rest of the game. This time, Newcastle are on the starting strong foot. Maybe coming off of that last win, feeling confident. A demo there from Matt M does open things up, but Jeff still staying solid in the net, and it's not going to be enough. Newcastle not scored on there, managed to keep things under control. They want to take control of this game. Game 5, this is the key pivot point. Whichever team gets this is going to go to their own match point.
very, very important game in the series. As Loughborough, looks like Dave decided to play a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more aggro against this Newcastle side after that previous game being taken to overtime. See how it plays out for them. At the moment, it seems to be well measured, well balanced. Going up when they have the opportunity.
Jeff there jostling on Lou, denying him the ability to make that touch that he wanted. Stopping out the Loughborough offense. It wasn't as flashy as a demolition, but it was enough. Madem found by his teammate right in front of the net, has all the angles in the world to choose from, and Raffro's touch there is just not enough to defuse this one as Gorgeous finds his teammate, and it's beautiful from Matt, securing the early lead for Loughborough. Less than halfway into the game still. We've got 3 minutes 20 left on the clock, and Newcastle need to catch up.
Loughborough playing much better, so well measured in their offense, finding their way past Newcastle. But credit to Gorgeous. Didn't go selfish, didn't go for a dribble. Knew instantly he had an option, and he went for it. And it really opened up that Newcastle defense.
Oh, beautiful dribble there from Raffro is enough to beat out Gorgeous, but it doesn't open things up enough for Newcastle to end up all the way in the net. Gorgeous now taking things back onto the Loughborough side, looking for a little bit of revenge. Lou sends it high. Who's the first to reach this? It looks like Matt is not going to commit on it, aware that Newcastle were a little too safe on that one, and he'd be putting himself too far out of position. But still, Loughborough looking to extend their lead here.
Good play for Gorgeous to clear it up to the halfway line. Newcastle trying to press a little bit more, press the issue of scoring that one goal. They'll tie up the series. It looks like Loughborough is still going for it. Drop in for Lou. It's there for Gorgeous. Pretty much an open net. Anywhere to choose from. He went for the little bit of a risky option, going right for where Jed had rotated in.
Yeah, Jed's still stuck inside the net there and not able to get out to the goal line in time to stop Gorgeous, but a 1-2-3-man offensive play there for Loughborough, paying off, drawing out every defender, and it's enough. Loughborough have the lead in this series by 2 goals now. It's very comfortable. This is where you are. I mean, by the standards of this series, 2 goals is an enormous lead. I don't think the lead has actually been any larger at any point in this series. It's been flip-flapping back and forth, but 2 goals, you've got to be feeling at least a little bit comfortable. Lou, they want to extend it a little bit more. Lou coming downfield now. Matt M continuing Loughborough's offense. A beautiful pass there is going to be marked on the corner of the post by Raffro. Newcastle not letting this one get past them, but they don't just need to defend, they need to attack as well. They have 1 minute and 40 seconds to score twice.
Raffro seems to be finding himself too frequently being the only guy pushing up on this Newcastle team. Matt pushing up by himself, but the issue is it's clear. As soon as Matt pushes up, his teammates know that one of them needs to go with him to make sure he has the support. At the moment with Raffro, he seems to be pushing up at exactly the wrong time when either his teammates are going for boost or they think they need to just rotate back into the net. It's an odd situation for Raffro, but he's just mistiming his pushes upfield. Now he has someone in support, but he doesn't quite make the most of that. As their positioning was straight between each other, just a direct line. They need to get some more space, but Raffro, sometimes going by yourself is the best option as he gets it back to a 1-goal deficit.
That is a gorgeous flick in midfield there from Jed and beats out the defense, but unfortunately for Loughborough, Raffro says, I don't really want you to save this one, so I'm going to mark and I'm going to touch it with you 3 times, and it's going to end up in your goal. We're down to a 1-goal lead now for Loughborough. They don't have the safety pillow anymore. They don't have that comfort of a 2-goal lead. Anything could change. Oh, and it's a little bit of a self-center there to Gorgeous. Left things very scary for a second for Loughborough.
Just about clean things up in time for anyone from Newcastle to come in, but we are 30 seconds away from Loughborough taking match point going into game 6.
Yeah, success for Newcastle is not enough to leave them comfortable. This shot onto net, but it's going to be saved away. Lou couldn't quite do enough to put that one past the defenders. Now Newcastle, they need something. There's 10 seconds left on the clock. We're down to single digits. Newcastle still in their own half right now. Jed out to Raffro by the looks of it, but no speed on it, no power, and it looks like Newcastle's last chance at an offense in this game is going to go to the ground, and Loughborough, match point now, 3 games to 2. They did not need any more of a lead than 2 goals that game, and while Newcastle had their moments in the second half, they just couldn't get back.
Just under 2 years of hurt that could be coming to a close by the end of the next game. 1-6 in grand finals. And to put it into context, I think in terms of majors, we had 2 before our league. We had 2 for our league, so we've hit 4. Well, 5 because 1.5. And we're into the second season of NSE. So that is 7 finals, and Loughborough has been there every single time. This hasn't been a story of, oh, we're getting 3rd, 4th place a few times. This is a story of being the bridesmaid and never the bride.
Yeah, Loughborough looking to break the curse that they've had, like you said, for almost 2 years. Courageous sends it in. Loughborough take the lead in their own match points.
The dream is alive as they take the lead in the first 20 seconds. Newcastle, once again, they have it all to do. But they need to pick it up now.
Newcastle facing Loughborough when they're on fire and they're feeling it. This might be the day that they've been waiting for. This might be the grand finals they finally win. But Newcastle have still got a lot to say. Raffros dribbling it out to centre. Matt M marks him, but now going to be beating out Jeff and Jed, both stacked in the same position, and it's enough to turn Newcastle's offense into dust. Now, looks like Courageous running on towards the net. Jed has him marked. I don't know where Loughborough currently 2 men in their own corner, but not going to be capitalised on offense for Newcastle. Chances for both teams being presented here as things are looking a tad sloppy.
That's sloppy for Newcastle, but Loughborough, they are really coming into their own. Good save. Loughborough needed to be careful there as they're all committing. Matt M did just enough to put off the shot from Newcastle.
Now Jeff looking to extend Newcastle back into the game. Jed here going to be making a touch. He beats one with a little bit of a weak touch, faking out, but Raffro in the corner is not enough to recenter. Newcastle, again, another offensive opportunity gone. They need to make a little bit more of these. Their touches need to be there. Their connections need to be there. Loughborough are consistently finding each other with their passes on offense and on defense, but Newcastle, it looks like they're playing nervous right now. They're playing defensive, and it means that their offensive pushes are just not quite there. Right now, Jeff's going to be sending it out, but Matt M has it marked, and there's just no real pressure for Newcastle.
They're trying to lock into in a siege, trying to get the midfield defense working, but at the moment, Loughborough, they mastered that style of play a few seasons ago. That's why they were so dangerous. But now, the Masters have putting their tactics against them. And Loughborough know exactly how to play. Matt M, the shot is just off the post, but it's there for Courageous. Stopped. Lou is there to keep it going.
Loughborough with a close opportunity there, breaking out from the halfway line, but Matt just marginally missing the shot. Extending the lead here would have been a very, very, very strong point for Loughborough to be at. Right now, it's still 1 goal. Anything can happen in this game. And if Newcastle take it, we go to a double match point. So, all to play for right now. Still 2.5 minutes left in the game. Jed going to be able to fake out Courageous. The follow-up from Jeff off of the crossbar. There is Raffro, the third man for
Still
Newcastle. There. Nothing gets past Loughborough, though.
Nothing final. It's Matt M trying to send it Courageous. Doesn't link up. Newcastle looking like they're once threatening now as Loughborough starting to get a little bit complacent with this, even with a 1-goal lead and 2 minutes to go. They won't sit on the laurels now. They are starting to push up, starting to try and open the net as Matt M drops it up. Lou is there at the bottom. The shot on target.
That was phenomenal.
That is the Loughborough that you love to see. That is the chemistry that they have, and that is the speed that they play with. 2 going up to try and defend it, but Lou denies Newcastle.
Absolutely fantastic 1-2-1, baiting out every defender there is in the world. Loughborough extend their lead. Lou secures the goal, and now looking to turn things around. Jeff onto the net early for the Newcastle Octanes, but it's not going to be enough for Loughborough to be beaten. Jeff once more into the corner. There's a follow-up here. Matt M now dragging it out for Loughborough, and beating Raffro in midfield is going to leave things dangerous for Newcastle again. Lou going to be dropping this one off of the corner. The follow-up from Courageous is not quite there.
Loughborough Still have enough time to put it back on net. Newcastle just being way too passive at this point. You have a minute left and you have 2 goals to make up, and that's only for overtime. You need to start pushing now. Otherwise, you may not have time to get it back. This is an important bit of offense for Newcastle. They need to score off it, otherwise this journey is over and the storyline of Loughborough may be complete with a happy ending.
Loughborough here. 2 goals up, 50 seconds to go. Remember, we said this on game 2. 2 goals up, 50 seconds to go. It looks comfortable, or 1 goal up, and it was immediately turned around twice, in fact. These teams are very capable of scoring in the last 40 seconds, and the Newcastle Octanes need to show us that they're capable of doing it twice. A centre here, however, from Lou is not boding well. Newcastle need to find a foothold in offense. Garrigus not going to be getting that one, but Lou is there to catch it, and a second touch is going to secure the Loughborough Lions on defense. Now, no conversion comes in, but once more, Newcastle are stuck in their own half. There are 15 seconds left on the clock. Lou out with a centre, off of the side, and Garrigus.
And that's it! Incredible bump at the near post. Lou following through perfectly to take out Jeff completely, and Garrigus scores their 3rd goal. The GGs are already coming in from the 2 teams. The 3 goals seal it. Loughborough Lions, we tick down the last 10 seconds, but the answer is already clear. Who are your spring split champions? Ladies and gentlemen, it's Loughborough.
An amazing series from the Loughborough Lions, showing us that they do have what it takes to win a grand final, and it was just a bad run. They've finally broken the curse. They have become your spring 2019 champions of Rocket League in a 4-2 against Newcastle.
Incredible play from Newcastle, but just not quite enough. After that 4th game, they seemed to be all tired out. The endurance was gone. I've said it during my streams during the over the last split. Best of 3 during the qualifiers. That's all about speed. Just get the 2 games, get things done. Best of 5, that's about consistency, making sure that you do not falter in those first 3 games, and you'll take it. Best of 7, that's about endurance. And today, Loughborough, they had the 7 games in them. They had the 6 games in them, in fact. And that was just why Newcastle fell short in the end. They just didn't have the endurance to keep up with what Loughborough were doing the entire time.
Yeah, Loughborough, they just continued throughout the series to find each other on offense. Like I said, Matt M with his GPS precision, knowing his teammates, knowing where to find them, knowing where to pass, and it was sticking so well together. That final scoring play, the game was already virtually set in the favour of Loughborough in that game there, but that final scoring play with Matt and Garrigus setting it up for Lou so beautifully, finding each other back and forth. That is what Loughborough Lions are all about. That is them at their finest. They played some fantastic Rocket League today, and it's a well-deserved title, I think.
Incredibly well-deserved. Just about scraping into the championship bracket playoffs. Taking down Reading, taking down Lancaster, and now they could add Newcastle to the teams that they have beaten. But I think that just about wraps it up for Rocket League here today. I'm not sure what is on next.
I believe it's League of Legends.
League of Legends.
That NSE is going to be bringing next. And yeah, that is all she wrote for the Rocket League Spring 2019 Championships. You have your champions, Loughborough Lions taking 1st. You have Newcastle in 2nd. Warwick, come on the boys, taking 3rd in the 3rd place match against Lancaster. And some fantastic Rocket League all around. It's been a blast this season.
I've enjoyed it throughout, but I think that'll be it until I think it'll be back in the winter split.
Yep.
I'm not sure if there's going to be a summer split. I'm pretty sure our admin Cinerus is organising something. But the important part, if you want to get involved with some university esports at your university, just check out the NSC website. They have all the teams there. And if there isn't one at your university, why don't you set it up? I mean, I'm from Coventry. We set up this year because we wanted to compete. And look at us now. We're actually doing pretty well. I think we've ended up top 20 in the UEC point table, so pretty good season for us.
Right. That is going to be all she wrote from us. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the NSE Spring Championships of Rocket League, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of your day.